evening and welcome to Posse Presents. We're starting the show a little differently this evening as I want to bring your attention to two dogs who are lost in Fairfield County. On one side, we've got Andy. He escaped from his owner on New Year's Eve when he was startled by fireworks. His family was visiting from Massachusetts and visiting in Westport. On came the fireworks and Andy took off. He's been seen, he's been followed, he's been tracked. He's made it from Westport into Norwalk, into Rowayton, and back into East Norwalk. His family is heartbroken, hot on his trail, and working very hard to get him home. If anybody has any sightings of him, any information of him, you're asked to call right away, 781-264-5243. The other dog we have lost is Ozzy, and he got away from his home on January 7th. He was also startled and got through his electric fence. He was last seen in Fairfield, where he was lost, wearing an orange and brown collar with tags and his electric fence collar. There have been confirmed sightings of Ozzy as well, and his heartbroken family has been in hot pursuit of him. Both of these families deserve your support. They need your help. And believe me, you know if it was you, you would appreciate it. If you have the time, if you have the energy, if you have the means, go on down and help these people out. They're on an all-out campaign, putting up posters, handing out flyers, talking to people, and trying to get as much information as they can in order to get their dogs back in their homes where they belong. There are 2 Facebook pages where you can go for information and for the plans laid out for any particular day. For Andy, it's Bring Andy Home. For Ozzy, it's Bring Ozzy Home. Once again, if you have any information on Andy, please call immediately 781-264-5243. And if you see Ozzy in Fairfield, have any information on him or his whereabouts, you're asked to call 203-247-1747. These families are heartbroken people. Pay it forward. Go help them out. Do everything you can. Don't approach the dogs if you see them. They're terrified. They're running. They're in survival mode. They're not going to come to you, and if you try to approach them or chase them, you're going to scare them further, and it's not going to help. Thank you for paying attention. This is really important to me. It's really important to these families. Do what you can. Keep your eyes peeled. I know we're in Waterbury, but it's not that far to Westport. It's not that far to Norwalk. It's not that far to Fairfield. Pay it forward. Do your share. See what you can do to help these people. Imagine if it was your pet. You wouldn't sleep at night. You'd be heartbroken. They need all the support they can get. Bring Andy home. Bring Ozzy home. Help make it happen. Thank you. With me tonight from the H.O.P.E Clinic is my guest, Cathy DeMarco. Cathy,
nice to be here.
Thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you so much. We're thrilled to be here and have a chance to discuss H.O.P.E Clinic, and thank you, Theo, for just doing that with those 2 missing dogs. That is heartbreaking. If anybody's ever gone through it, it's horrible.
Yeah.
So kudos to you guys to promote that and get the word out, because if they can get those dogs back, that would be amazing.
There's got to be nothing worse, you know. I mean, I have just to stay on it for just another second.
Sure.
My friend Stacy and I actually went down to try to help find Andy one day. We spent most of a day doing what we could, and we are planning equal time for Ozzy, you know.
Sure.
I mean, Fairfield's not that far. Norwalk's not that far. I mean, I had the advantage where I knew Rowayton when he was in that little section of Norwalk. I had the advantage. But you don't have to know the neighborhood.
Right.
You know, they give you the layout of where they want the posters.
Right.
You know, just go pick up the posters, grab a stapler, and go hang some, and you're doing your part, because then somebody's going to see that poster and go, oh my God, I just saw that dog.
Absolutely.
And call. So it's important. It really is.
Even if they could just locate, you know, say where it was last seen.
Narrow it down, help them out, you know.
Absolutely. So that's awesome.
That is. You know, people can help. It just, it makes it amazing. Anyway,
Hi.
let's talk about the H.O.P.E Clinic.
Oh, I would love to.
Tell us what H.O.P.E stands for.
HOPE stands for, actually, the H is for halting, as in halt or stop. Right? The O is for overpopulation. The P is preventing, and the E is euthanasia. So it's halting overpopulation and preventing euthanasia. So by spaying and neutering, which is what we do there, what we do best, what we do every day, all day, we are hoping to cut down on all of these unwanted animals. And, you know, there's a lot of misconception about what is actually euthanized in our shelters and pounds, as you know.
You're nicer than I am because I don't use that word.
Well, euthanasia is the nice technical term to say that something is put to sleep or put down. Euthanasia actually means...
That's still not that nice.
Euthanasia actually means like mercy killing. Yeah. But the problem is that euthanasia is not really being done in its literate sense of the word. Meaning,
no, it's not a mercy killing.
Right. A lot of the time things are being put down or killed or put to sleep when they maybe or really don't have to be. Again, there is a lot of misconception in our state and across the United States of America and around the world, but there's a lot of confusion about different terms and what they mean. And a lot of the time, healthy, beautiful, young, highly adoptable animals are euthanized or killed, and it's very upsetting.
It sure is.
And it's usually because they either don't have space, or they've been in a kennel or a shelter or pound too long, or the place doesn't have the staff to care for as many that are there, or they might have some slight behavioral issues like separation anxiety or even food bowl aggression that can be worked with.
I mean, they get kennel aggression after a while.
Absolutely.
I mean, you know, coop yourself up in a box,
absolutely,
essentially,
absolutely,
for any given amount of time.
They deteriorate very quickly.
Yeah, they can.
Right.
Some dogs, God bless them, can just hang on, and you know, as long as they get a little love and
That's
stuff.
right.
But some dogs just melt down.
Exactly, exactly. And you know, and it does depend upon many factors. It depends upon the type of dog, the breed, the background of the dog, the history, how it was raised.
Yeah, if a dog is nothing but crated most of its life, it's just never going to really...
Exactly, exactly. And I always tell people, most of my animals, if not all, wouldn't make it. They would be euthanized because they would deteriorate in the pound. I have, you know, 2 semi-feral cats from a feral cat colony. All of my 3 were rescues. They would either become extremely fearful or extremely aggressive, or, you know, something. I don't think they'd make it out. But they're wonderful pets at home.
Yeah.
So, you know, we're hoping by doing what we do at H.O.P.E Clinic with all of our spay and neuter surgeries to cut down on these excessive amount of people who are breeding, and not to spin into another topic, but there's a lot of people who there's a lot of people who are doing what we call backyard breeding.
Yes.
And I just, if we have the, you know, since we have the opportunity to sort of just touch on that, breeding is a science. And I myself, with my background, wouldn't want to become a breeder without a couple years of intense training and research. Breeding should not be done by just anybody who says, I like that blue-nosed pit, and I like that, you know, American Bulldog. And
you don't do it because it's going to be, like, you know, I get $100 for dog.
Right.
No.
Right.
There's enough. There's enough.
So many. There's so many. Well,
and this is where I end up.
Right.
Enter the pound posse.
Exactly.
Because we're breaking our necks trying to save these dogs before.
On your own dime.
Yeah. Right? Before the pounds run out of space.
And kill them.
And kill them. So, yeah.
I hear you.
Here's me, spay and neuter.
Well, you know, we've, I actually met all the people at H.O.P.E long before I was working there, because the group that I founded, the Connecticut Coalition for Animals, had a transport program taking animals of people who couldn't get there either due to low income or even disabled people. So we were bringing animals from the greater New Britain area to H.O.P.E Clinic to get them spayed or neutered, because we know how extremely important that is. the point of this whole situation. If we could focus on spay neuter and get most of these animals spayed and neutered, the numbers will continue to decrease, and they have been decreasing. Since the 70s, the amount of animals that are killed every year in the United States has dropped significantly, but we still have a long way to go.
Oh, we really do.
Right.
And there are some areas, you know,
Right.
just because of, I'm sorry, the ignorance of people,
Right. Right.
they're just not
Right.
not getting it.
They're not
You know,
getting it,
I love when, you know, I'm in a position to throw that little zing.
Right.
And, you
And
know,
well,
I'll say to a guy with, you know, this, like, you know, walking with his pit bull or whatever,
Right,
and
right.
I'm like, gee, you gonna get him, and the guy literally will go, oh no, I couldn't do that to my baby. Really? Really? Because I'm sorry, it's not like that. Like the whole, it's, you know, they sympathize too
Right,
much.
right.
And you know, that's one thing. People who don't have a lot of dog experience think like they're putting their dogs through
Right.
like murder
Right, right.
to have it spayed or neutered. And I understand, like, you know,
Right.
oh, it's my baby and I don't want to hurt it and this, that.
Absolutely.
But you know something? Let's talk about the health benefits.
Absolutely.
Cancers.
Yes. Oh my God, yes.
And go, you.
Oh, yeah, oh, absolutely. There's a ton of health benefits. Certain types of cancers are more, you know, rampant in animals that are not spayed and neutered. The behavioral things that it helps with, like, you know, if your cat is spayed and it doesn't come into heat, she's not meowing constantly and trying to go outside and ripping the
Yeah.
screens to get outside.
And your male's not spraying.
Your male is not spraying.
Because that's awful.
Right, and even the male dogs want to wander to find a mate.
And mark and lift their leg.
That's right,
and,
absolutely.
Yeah.
So
Bless Mojo's heart on my bookcase and my antique radio the first few days before I got him in.
Exactly.
Thanks, Mojo. Those were expensive books.
Exactly, that's exactly right. So that's a huge thing, because it's not just that we want to prevent certain types of cancer or pyometria, which is a uterine infection, or even if you don't care about the overpopulation, even if you don't care about all of the litters and all of the cats and dogs that are being killed, and all you can focus on is what's best for your animal.
Yeah.
Let's focus on that, because the physical benefits with, you know, less cancers that happen, and
Less aggression.
as the behavioral stuff.
The urge to wander.
Exactly, the urge to wander.
Like I said last week, out looking for love.
That's right, that was funny. But yes, exactly. So there's a bunch of benefits that, again, even if you care nothing at all about all the other stuff that we're concerned about, it is what's best for your cat or dog. It is what's best for you and your home and your kids and your family, because of the behavioral improvements as well as the physical or medical benefits.
Now, you do have different programs.
Yes.
You've got like a pit bull
Yes, we have a wonderful pit bull
program.
program, without going into all the specifics because we don't have the time, but we do have a wonderful pit bull program with a very low cost to get male and female pits spayed and neutered. Same price for males and females.
That's amazing, because usually it's
Right.
far more to do a female, because it's so similar to a
Absolutely.
hysterectomy. It's like surgery
That's
rather
exactly
than
what it is. That's exactly what it is. It
rather
is-
than it's just
Right.
like with a male. It's like
Exactly.
it's painfully easy, or
Exactly.
take
pull, right?
pull,
It's,
yeah.
it's external.
Without
Exactly.
having the men in the audience, you know, start. Oh, I can't do that. I've got a few over here doing it right now.
It is Super Bowl Sunday, so probably most of the men are watching the Super Bowl.
Yeah, and the
right now.
testosterone is flowing.
But we're giving them a run for their money with the ratings tonight,
Oh,
right?
absolutely.
So yeah, so absolutely. So it's a big difference. But with the females, it's a ovary hysterectomy. The ovaries are removed and the uterus, and it is more of a big deal because it's internal. But it's just like if a woman had a hysterectomy.
Yeah.
But the males, it's external, and you're exactly right. The testicles are removed. Okay, it's not like a vasectomy in a man where they just cut the cords.
Yeah,
The
that's
ac-
really easy.
Right. The testicles on the male dog are removed.
Yes.
And for males, we get a lot of people confused. If it's a male dog or cat, it's called a neuter.
Right.
And if it's a female cat or dog, it's called a spay.
And you're getting your dog spayed, not spaded.
Or sprayed.
Right.
Or noodled.
Yeah, I haven't heard that one.
Okay, we get people who want to get their dog noodled and their cat sprayed. So
I haven't heard those. That's just fabulous.
well, they don't know. And you know, in all fairness to the people that come in, we're just thrilled that they come in. We don't judge them. Like, 'cause sometimes we have people coming in and they have 3 other dogs or cats at home that are breeding. But I'm like, hey, you're here with your first one.
Get somebody done.
Let's start bringing them in. So they are trying to do the right thing, and they are trying to do right by their and they understand.
Yeah.
And we take every opportunity possible to help educate them about spaying, neutering, vaccination, licensing your dogs, and
law.
Right, but the pit bull program is not because we don't like pits and we don't want them to breed.
Because they're so overbred.
They're so overbred.
You look in the pounds, you look in the shelters, and that's, you know, the majority of what's there. And
right, it's all pits.
It's sad.
It's so sad.
It breaks my heart.
And I have a pit. I have a red-nosed pit, and I have to be honest with you, so I might as well tell this quick story. And Mark knows this, but who's in our audience tonight. But I hated pits. I hated pit bulls, and this is
a convert. I love it.
And I used to say, oh, you know, who needs another damn litter? Oh, sorry for saying damn, but who needs another litter of pit bull, you know, puppies or pit mixes? Are you kidding me? How many pits are? I said horrible things about pits. Didn't like the way they looked. Didn't like the way they behaved or anything about them. I now have a red-nosed pit named Shorty Pants, who's actually sort of our coalition mascot, and I just adore him, and I've completely did a 180-degree turn. But I just want people to know that I, myself, hated pits and said horrible things about them. And if I could adopt any dog, it would have been any other type of dog before a pit. And now I have one.
And now you're probably hooked too, right?
Well, I love them. I absolutely love it. And everyone at H.O.P.E Clinic either has a pit or is involved in pit rescue. So the pit bull program with this, so some people don't understand that it's such a low rate to get them spayed and neutered.
There's no excuse.
Right, and it isn't because we hate them and don't want them. It's because we love them.
No, it's for the protection of the breed.
Right, and we want to see them. And they're the #1 dog, as you know, killed in the shelters and pounds in Connecticut.
Yeah, they are.
Right.
So what other programs? You have a couple other ones.
Yes, we also have, which I would love to talk about tonight too. Our clinic manager is extremely involved. Carrie Bartoletti.
Nice lady, I met her.
Yeah, she's wonderful, and she has her own group, the Friends of Feral Cheshire Cats also, but she has done so much and has done so much education with the public and people who call up and have no idea what's going on. There's a whole feral cat colony, and people keep dumping, and they keep breeding. So we have a whole TNR program, which stands for Trap, Neuter, and Return. And we have traps, and we rent them out. We do ask for a deposit.
That's good to know.
We do ask for a deposit that people get back when they return the trap to us in
Pay
good
attention.
condition, right? So we're very excited about that because we do ferals every day. And some days we're real full. Like sometimes we'll have 12, 14, 18 ferals.
That's amazing.
And some days it's just a couple or a few. But so we're very excited about that. We do want to get the word out about that because our Trap, Neuter, and Return program and the feral rate is also very low.
That's good to know because, again, a lot of these people are doing the goodness of their hearts.
And they're paying the bill.
And they're paying the bill.
Right.
And,
right.
you know, actually I did an article in my column, my Examiner.com column for the Hartford Pound.
Oh.
Because they had a couple of ladies who were trying to get a feral colony under control.
It's very difficult.
And they had, you know, they were looking for people to help out.
Right.
And
we have people who have gone literally months, even years, trying to clean up one colony. So Carrie, with the assistance of myself and others at the clinic, you know, really try to promote that and educate people. And at times, you know, I've also helped with feral cats. I'm from Hardhit in New Britain, so in my area, we do sometimes, you know, help people transport to the clinic whenever I can. Again, not a lot, but I can take a couple at a time.
Sure.
Just to help
well,
them.
If you're going down to their work anyway.
I'm going down there anyway, right. But just to, you know, get that going. Because if they're trapping and paying for it, and I'm going to Waterbury anyway to the clinic.
Yeah,
right.
why not?
So we're very excited about that. And we have a lot of work yet to do. I don't mean that we're, you know, we have so much more yet to accomplish.
The
we're
work is never going to be done.
Right.
I mean, as long as you and I are going to be breathing, the work is never going to be done.
People dump the cats. So they dump the cats, and feral is just, that means it's just a domestic animal that's turned wild.
Right.
Any domestic animal can become feral. A dog, a goat, a pig.
Yeah.
So the ferals are cats really that either were once owned and have become stray and then feraled, or were born to a once owned
Right.
cat and have never
Yeah,
been
never
touched,
known people.
never been handled, never socialized, so of course they're wild.
Yeah, oh, I can tell you, and I'm going to just, the Cliff Notes version of one time when I was with the shelter, we got a call from Home Depot,
Okay.
and they were like, oh, we've got, you know, feral kittens running around, and, you know, what we were made to understand by the director of our shelter was, just go run over there and pick them up. They're in a box. Yeah, no, they were in the garden center, running loose.
Oh, no. So you're
I'm still not going to apologize for the mess Sarah and I made. She had a busted knee. She had her leg in like a brace.
Come on.
And yeah, I get this frantic phone call because I had to work that day and, you know, was going down there late. And she's like, I need you down here now with a carrier. And we trashed the garden center, but we got every last kitten.
How many were there?
There were like 4 or 5.
But
the one in the box was the one the girl in the garden center wanted for herself.
Oh,
she
my
made sure she
goodness.
got that one.
Oh my goodness.
That was in a box, but we weren't taking that one. Yeah, that's my feral kitten story.
Right, they go, because, yeah, it gets crazy.
But they were young enough so that, you know, they were acclimated, they were
right.
socialized, and they were adopted, and they're fine.
Absolutely.
But, you know,
absolutely. And you can do that if you get the feral kittens and they're still, you know, 8 weeks, 6, 8, 10 weeks. Even
yeah.
we had a couple.
Sometimes even a little older, you know.
We had
it
2
depends.
6-month-old that we were able to socialize.
Depending on their nature.
Right, exactly. And they worked out beautifully, but they don't all work that way. But you got to get them socialized, get them inside, handle them, be around them, talk to them, because they've never been, you know, with a person or inside.
Yeah, they're terrified.
Right,
I can't imagine, you know. Even those the ones that you're trying to help the most, the ones that you're going to re-release,
that's right.
they've got to be freaking out.
They're freaking out, yeah.
Yeah.
We have a special room at the clinic. We call it our feral room. It's just for feral cats. So we have a dog room, our dog kennel, a friendly cat room for the tame cats, and a feral room. So they're covered. Each trap is covered. We keep the door shut. We try to keep it real calm for them because they're very stressed.
Okay. I have a couple other questions for you because I'm kind of watching the time. It's flying here.
I'm sorry.
No, I'm enjoying it. We can sit here and talk all night.
There's so much to discuss.
One question that I do have for you is, you know, when you adopt from a pound, you get a voucher.
Yep.
Do you guys take the voucher?
We do, and people need to know this too. Our voucher, because the H.O.P.E Clinic fees are so low, that if people come in with a State of Connecticut Animal Population Control Program voucher, and they now have them for cats, for dogs, and even feral cats. There are now feral cat vouchers. The voucher does cover the whole cost of the spay or neuter and the major vaccines, which are rabies and feline distemper for cats and rabies and distemper parvo for dogs.
So if you are adopting from a pound,
yes,
you can absolutely
they get the voucher and they come to the clinic, and a couple other things are extra, like if they want a heartworm test.
Right, and the pain meds and stuff.
Well, that's included.
The pain meds are included?
Yeah, pain meds are included. But like the heartworm test, the Lyme test, front line, if there's fleas and ticks, that's extra.
Do you guys do like a fecal or anything? Because a lot of times...
We don't do a stool sample, but we will deworm.
Okay.
So, but we don't have...
We don't have
lab stuff. Right, we don't have a lot of stuff, right.
Okay.
We're basically just spay, neuter, vaccines, and a couple other things. Plus, like on Friday, we had 41 or 42 animals in the building. 40 did have surgery. And we're so busy that we can't stop to float a fecal sample or whatever.
Right, yeah. I mean, you know, but really, that's one heck of a deal.
Right.
Now, you've got an open house on February 19th.
Yes, on Sunday, February 19th, from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m., we have an open house, and we're going to have door prizes. And a couple of the prizes are a free cat spay or neuter and a free dog spay or neuter.
That's fabulous.
Yeah, so it's totally free. So if you don't have a voucher and you want to get it done, even though our prices are very reasonable, so that's going to be offered. And we just want to sort of bring the public in and hope to meet new people, give them a tour of the clinic, talk about what we do, and just, you know, sort of just some basic outreach and try to network. I don't think a lot of people know we're there.
After tonight, they will.
I think, you know, due to being so busy and lack of funds, lack of resources, I think we haven't done the best job promoting the clinic or marketing it.
Oh, we're going to help you with that.
So we're trying to get the word out.
We are going to help you with that. You're also looking for volunteers, and you've got an orientation coming up.
Yes, we have a big orientation planned for Saturday, February 25th. from 9 to 10 a.m. And we'd like to go over all of we need help in so many areas. The phones are a major concern at the clinic.
This is another opportunity to pay it forward, people.
Yeah, oh God, we would love that. We need a lot of help with phone and a lot of help with such basic things as making surgical packs with the surgical instruments that are autoclaved or sterilized for surgery. Laundry, we go through so much laundry and probably do 6 to 8 loads minimum every day because everyone has clean towels and blankets. So we need help with running the washing machine and dryer, making
You
packs.
frustrated Donna Reed types. Go help out.
Exactly, but and of course basic cleaning because we have to wash the surgical instruments and mop the floor and you know keep everything stocked. And again, 30 to 40 surgeries we hit just about every day. So it's
That's an
very
incredible
busy.
number. I mean, there's, you know.
Right, since we've opened, we've done over 11,000 animals, and we've been open for 2.5 years.
That's amazing.
Right.
That truly speaks volumes.
We're hoping to increase that, but we're working on that. So that's right, and it's Connecticut's only stationary, meaning it's not a mobile unit like
Right,
Team.
there's Team,
Right.
and there's a few other
Right.
traveling vets. And
Exactly. We're very proud to be Connecticut's only stationary, full-time, low-cost, high-quality, high-volume spay-neuter clinic. There are some places or some vets who do a spay-neuter clinic or spay-neuter program once or twice a month.
Right.
But we do it every day of the week, all day, every day.
And that's a beautiful thing. Now, where are you located?
We're at 130 Scott Road, which is super. I'm from New Britain. It's really easy to get to. It's right off of 84.
I found it.
It's exit 25.
Of course, I had Stacy. I was all ready to set my GPS.
Well, it's a lot easier to find than this place like we had tonight. But it's right off.
Hey, I was outside for you.
It's right off of Route 84. It's exit 25. I think it's like the East Main Street Scott Road exit. We're right near Loman's Chevrolet, or it's right close to that, so it's not far off the highway at all, just a few seconds. You do have to pull into the lot there to see us because it's not visible from the street.
Yeah, I went like right by. I was like, oh.
Yes, you have to pull into the parking lot.
Turned
It's
around,
right there.
went back. Yeah, and it's
Right,
right there. And
right.
it's you know.
Right, it's clinic.
It's there.
Yeah, it's right there.
You kind of like sneeze and you don't see it.
Exactly.
You go right by
You
it.
got to
But
pull into the parking
Yeah,
lot because you
but-
will drive by it if you're not
yeah,
pulling in.
I did. And your phone number there?
The phone number is 203-437-7955.
One more time.
203-437-7955.
Okay.
And people could come in person to book appointments. Due to our extremely high volume of calls, we do have people coming into the clinic every Tuesday, the public, from 11 to 1 to book appointments, and Saturdays from 10 to 12 to book appointments.
Okay. Well, I think we've pretty much used up our time. Mark, do you want to do it with us? Come on over. You can do it. Yeah? No? He's not going to do it. All right, you ready? We're going to do peace, love, and dogs. One more time. Peace, love, and dogs. And happy birthday to Steph Betancourt, who is about Pound Posse. She's on the Pound Posse production crew. Her birthday is tomorrow, and we are embarrassing her. If looks could kill, I'd be dying in this couch right now. Anyway, Cathy, thank you very much.
Oh, my pleasure.
Hopefully we'll have you
wonderful.
back sometime.
Oh, I'd love to come back.
We'll
Please have us.
run some updates. And
Absolutely.
maybe Mark won't be afraid to come on camera and
Mark
do
will
peace,
bring a
love, and
dog.
dogs.
Mark's
Yeah.
going to bring a dog.
Mark's going to bring a dog.
Somebody that's been spayed or neutered at H.O.P.E.
Yep. All right. Good night, everybody.
Thank you.